We are currently preparing for the next live stream. This is a very exciting video. This is the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 live broadcast. This is going to be an unboxing and first impressions, and I'm super excited about this because I'm currently looking for suitable devices to switch to Android. So let's get this live broadcast underway. I'm super excited about this. I've got the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 sitting here. Now I know that this smartphone has been available for a little while already, but it is new to me. I recently did an unboxing and first impressions at the new Pixel 2 by Google. I've also got the Pixel 2 XL coming in, and I'm primarily looking at doing this switch to Android because I'm very disappointed with iOS 11, both on the iPhone 8 Plus, which I reviewed on the channel, and also on my iPhone 7 Plus, which I'm currently using. iOS 11 is riddled with bugs and issues, and it's not proving to be a very nice experience. Android over the years has changed a lot. I have obviously reviewed a lot of Android based smartphones. I intend to also look at the Huawei Mate 10 Pro, and of course the Pixel 2 XL, which I mentioned a short while ago. Now this Note 8, for all intents and purposes, should prove to be very good. It's got a gorgeous screen. I've already sort of tested one, both in store and also at a supplier's as well, and I was very impressed, but never had one sort of long term to really get to grips with it, and also to share my experience over at least a week or two with you, and look at what TouchWiz offers now, and also the ability to install a different launcher. There are just so many different possibilities with Android that I don't even have to stick with TouchWiz. So before we do the unboxing, I just want to explain something very quickly. I will be taking questions in the chat very shortly after I've done the initial unboxing and setup, etc. If you want to use Super Chat, it is purely optional. It's a way of supporting the channel, and it also means that your comment or question is highlighted, then Super Chat is there. And I've also got a GoFundMe page, and I want to cover this off first. The Note 8 video was only made possible by two things. The first one is the main supporter here, which was Danny Johnson, made a really good contribution to the device fund, so a big thank you to Danny Johnson. And then I also had a private donation that will become clear to you. If you watch my videos regularly, you will find out who made that donation. At the moment it is private. I'm doing some video work for a commercial sponsor on this video, but they don't want to have a credit in this particular unboxing, so you will see that in a future video. So they made this possible. A future device that I also want to cover on the channel is of course the iPhone 10. I'm not sold on the notch. I don't like the design. I don't like how the software has been implemented to move around the notch. I think it looks very messy, but I do want to get one into the studio so that I can share my opinion with you, because that's what I've done for many years on the Geekanoids channel. I have set up another device fund for the iPhone 10. If you want to support that, then please do, and I will of course give you a shout out or a credit within that iPhone 10 video. So anyway, before we unbox this, let's just take a look in the chat here and say a big hello to everyone who's tuned in. Too many of you to actually thank personally, but I will try and thank as many of you as I can. A big thank you to Aaron, Chris, Handy Lou, iMarino, S Baggins, Paul Phillips, Redwin. Also a big hello to Scroofies Mod, Al Hussein, Sharpie76, and Paul Phillips. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get this unboxed, and then I will come back to the chat to answer more questions a little bit later on. So this is the Note 8. This is an unlocked version, and I'm just going to open this top section. I've always been like this. It's a bit of an issue I have but I'm never going to change. I always open my phones so carefully. Apple or non-Apple, whoever manufactures them, I always try and keep things looking nice, because it does increase the resale value. If you decide not to keep them or just sell them after a year or so, then it does increase the resale value. I'm not sure if this slides out or opens from the side. We will soon find out. Let's take this plastic off and make it a little bit easier. Does this slide, or does it open from the side? You know you want to come out. Ah, it's got a seal, just one seal on it. Let's take this sleeve off. Ah, I see the issue. This is well and truly, there we go, well and truly in the box. That is so tight in the box. Oh, goodness. Ugh. One box, unopened. Samsung, you did not make that easy. No more complaints. Here we go. So we've got the outer sleeve off, and then this does open from the side, like so. And then it reveals the Note 8. Now this is a large screen device. Really nicely presented in there. Wow. Looking good, looking very good. I'm just going to set that to one side. We'll take a closer look at that in a short while. Let's take a look at what else is inside the box. We've got a little bit of packaging there. Then we have got some documentation. On the back there we've got the SIM removal tray tool, and then inside this we have got some Apple stickers. Just kidding, we've got no Apple stickers. We've got a quick start guide. We have got a warranty card, and then we have got some regional lock guides, and also how to transfer your content to your new Galaxy phone via Smart Switch. It says your phone. It could be an iPhone that you're transferring from. That's all of the documentation. And then in the bottom of the box it's sort of presented like that. We have got a USB-C to micro USB, it looks like. I think that's an on-the-go adapter, or it might just be an adapter. It is just an adapter. This is the USB-C to full-size USB on-the-go adapter. This is what you're going to use if you're going to do that cable transfer to transfer other data from another smartphone. Then we have also got the quick charger or fast charger supplied inside the box, unlike other manufacturers. So 3-pin UK one, because I'm in the UK, and it compacts down to a little bit more of a portable size. And then we have also got some extra tips for the stylus, because the Note 8 does have a stylus and a little tip puller just in there. We've got a full-size USB to USB-C cable, and we've also got some rather decent earphones, AKG earphones. This has got an earphone or headphone jack on it, 3.5mm. So no adapter required. Don't see what the problem is if you need an adapter, but with the Note 8 you do not need to use one. So let's pop that packaging to one side. I've got a question here which I will take quickly. Sumu Naf says, why didn't you get the iPhone 10? The iPhone 10 is not available to order until the end of this week, and then it's shipping the week after. I've got that device fund there. Hopefully the device fund will contribute some towards an iPhone 10. I will find some way of getting an iPhone 10 into the Geekanoids studio so that I can share my opinion with you. So let's remove the stickers. Let's remove this back one first. Oh, there's nothing as good as a new smartphone. Just the sound. I'm just going to remove this sticker. Why they put a sticker on there, I do not know. And then let's remove this one. Love it. And now the fingerprint worry starts. I always worry about fingerprints. On some occasions I put a screen protector on so quickly, and a case. It just worries me so much. But alas, and at the moment I'm looking round. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You can judge me. I'm just going to put a cloth down here so that when I put it on the desk at least it stays scratch free. So let's turn this on for the very first time. Here's a gorgeous looking phone. Have some charging, come on. Yeah, there we go. So we've got the screen come on, Galaxy Note 8 it says on there. Powered by Android. It's a really nice looking phone. Very, very stealthy looking. On the back there you've got the dual cameras. We've also got the fingerprint sensor up the top and the flash, dual tone flash by the looks of it. It says Android is starting, and straight away we're into the startup screen. It says English United Kingdom. Let's tap start, and then we're just going to skip through this quickly. Agree to all. It says just a second as it's starting up. It's asking for the date and also the time. We're just going to tap next for now, and next again on the next screen. We're not going to set up any security at the moment. We just want to get into the phone just so we can have a look at the screen quality. We are going to skip the Samsung account, and then we're also going to skip that. There's quite a few skips. Oh, there we go, finish. So a few screens to skip through and we're into the main screen. Wow, it's a nice looking screen. This is what it looks like on first startup. Just check you can see that. Is it going to come into focus for you? I'm sure it will, but that is what the screen looks like on first startup. It's really looking nice. And what's the brightness set to at the moment? That's under half brightness. Let's put the brightness all the way up. That is blinding, blinding. Let's just get rid of the notifications and let's pull the app tray up. That's what it looks like at full brightness. That is so bright. Let's just put the brightness down to a comfortable level just so you can see what comes pre-installed. So this is what we get pre-installed on the Note 8. So minimal applications pre-installed. Previously, when you used to get a Samsung phone, you used to get so much bloatware installed. This seems like pretty much very minimal apps. What have we got? 5, 10, 15, 20, 23 apps pre-installed. I can't see anything that you wouldn't necessarily need there. There are some Samsung apps on here. Samsung Pay, Samsung Notes. It's gone to sleep. Let's wake that up again. Samsung Pay, Samsung Notes, and one drawer of Samsung apps in there, and that's things like Samsung Connect, voice recorder, email, files, Samsung Health, Samsung Gear, Samsung Members, and Pen up. So pretty minimal when it comes to apps. Now we have got the S Pen on here, and as you pull the S Pen out, the little pop-up menu comes up on the screen so we can interact with various things with the pen. Initial impressions are, let me just put that pen in again because it didn't go in first time. It was just me not pushing it in far enough. The pen seems to protrude a tiny bit from the bottom. Would that bug me? I don't know. It didn't click in again. Maybe it's just me not being sort of firm enough with pushing the pen in. I'm sure it's fine. But first impressions are that the screen looks amazing. I just want to put the brightness up a tiny bit. Really nice looking screen. Love the look of that. How it feels in the hand. Some people have complained it's quite angular, so it sort of digs in here, but it feels nice and comfortable in the hand. It is a bit of a stretch to get up to that fingerprint sensor on the back, admittedly, and you have got the flash in between the sensor and the camera lenses, so probably not too much of a problem with smudgy fingerprints. I think I'd be able to locate that okay. We've got the Bixby button on this side, shortcut button, and the volume rocker, USB-C and 3.5mm audio jack on the bottom, and then the SIM tray. Where's the SIM tray? Is that on the top? Yep, SIM tray and memory card slot on the top that sits almost flush. Just a little bit of difference there, but it feels really nice. Very, very nice indeed. A nice large screen. I like that a lot. Does it rotate? Probably a setting somewhere. Doesn't rotate at the moment when I do that, but overall a really nice feeling smartphone. That feels so good in the hand. I wasn't expecting that. As I say, I've had limited exposure to this particular phone. What does it feel like sort of responsiveness wise? It feels absolutely fine at the moment. Hopefully we won't get any sort of slowdown, but the actual responsiveness of opening folders, swiping, etc., sort of early indications are it's really nice and responsive, and it should be. It's a flagship smartphone, so I'm really impressed. What's this thing at the side? Edge panels. Access your favourite apps. Next. Start. Okay, so we've got edge panels as well, much like on the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, S8 and S8 Plus. We've now got access to this sort of edge panel that pulls out and shows your favourite apps and contacts as well. So really good. Very impressed so far. So let's dive into some comments and questions, and then I'll come back to my thought process of how I'm going to use the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 over the coming weeks. So let's take a look at some of the questions. Ryan Barkley, software version, I think it's running Google Android version 7.1. Let's just have a look. Software update. Oh no, let's go into about phone. Software information. It is running Google Android version 7.1.1. According to Samsung's website, it is going to get an update to Oreo as a priority. It's their flagship device, so we should get that hopefully by the new year. As Ryan says, would prefer it to be on Oreo, as Sony has Oreo. It will happen. Don't forget the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 has been out for a while, so that will happen in the not so distant future. Audi 123000 says, does it feel big in the hand? It feels tall. I'll be honest with you, it does feel tall. This is an 18:9 aspect ratio screen, so yes, it feels tall. It sticks up quite a way above where my thumb is naturally resting. I couldn't reach the very top without doing this sort of balancing act, but if I was reaching the top, I would probably use it two-handed anyway. But for the most part, yeah, it feels okay. Width-wise, it's absolutely comfortable. No issue at all with the width of the smartphone. Now, don't forget, the only thing I got this compared to recently is the Pixel 2, which is a smaller smartphone. I have got my iPhone 7 Plus here, and size-wise, admittedly my iPhone is in a case, but size-wise, the tallness is about the same. And the width, it's a little bit narrower than the iPhone 7 Plus, so a little bit easier to hold on to, and of course more screen real estate than the iPhone 7 Plus that you just saw, and of course more screen real estate than the iPhone 8 Plus, which I also reviewed on the channel. Let's take a look at these screens side by side. This is what it looks like side by side. So you can see that the screen is significantly more screen real estate on the Galaxy Note 8. Wim Vliega says, looks massive. It certainly does. We've also got Geek Shraven saying, but it is a fingerprint magnet. Yes, it is. It is a glossy finish, but all of my smartphones, every single one goes into one of these clear cases or another case. I test a lot of cases on the channel, as you know. I started off the channel doing case reviews, and I've never changed since. I always cover cases when I get new products in. Dave, can you do a quick camera test? I certainly can. That came from Raymond Moore. Can I do a quick camera test? Let's get the camera up. Let's say OK to that. Let's cancel that, and let's switch the camera around, and we'll do a quick selfie. Get a little bit closer. Let's have a look at that. Very clear. Wow. Okay, so it is a geek in glasses, but I think that looks pretty good. That is nice and detailed. We've got nice detail around the hairline as well. I think that is a very good result. Not sure whether the brightness is doing that justice on the screen. Let's turn the brightness down a little bit just so you can see that a little bit easier. I think that is a really good result on the photo. Very, very good indeed. Nice amount of detail, nice tonal quality to it as well. So a rough and ready camera test for you there, but I think it looked absolutely fine. David Hepworth says, and it's all scrolled up as it normally does, Oreo would be nice. That's on the Pixel and the V30. Yes, I am still trying to get the V30 in. I'm trying to get one in direct from LG as a loan device, but haven't had any luck yet. Dean Connolly says, yes Dave, you got one. I own this phone and love it. I hope you do too. Thank you very much, Dean. Let me know in the comments, Dean, how you're finding things like the battery life in the camera. I'd be really interested to hear your opinion, and whether you use the Android software or whether you've put a different launcher on there as well. Love the feedback that these live broadcasts give. Ryan Barkley says, does the Samsung Iris scanner work with glasses? When I tested it last time, it worked sort of 70-80% of the time, not all of the time. They've probably improved it a tiny bit, or at least I hope they have. Let's have a look at the other comments. Jordan Pattenden Fleet also switched to Android with the Samsung Galaxy S8. Vish was, I wait for your impressions of the iPhone 10 before I decide on which device I should get on. Do stay tuned. I am hopefully going to get this either funded through that campaign that I posted in the chat a little bit earlier, or I'm going to find some sort of sponsor to make the iPhone 10 possible on the channel. Harry K says, looks quite large. Hello Harry. It's a bit of a fingerprint magnet. Yes it is. Gina M says, looks nice, but even though I've had Samsungs in the past, I love their handsets but not their usability. Really interested in the Pixel 2 XL. Gina, hello to you. Since we last chatted via the live broadcasts, I've had a look at the Pixel 2 XL. I spent about 20 minutes with it, and the actual hardware feels nice. The actual software implementation feels nice. The thing I couldn't look past was the screen was very poor, in my opinion. Now, I know that you shouldn't concentrate or focus on the screen, but I found it distracting. I found the discoloration distracting on the screen on the Pixel 2 XL. But the software, absolutely lovely software experience, matches the Pixel 2. And the camera, absolutely awesome. The Pixel 2 and 2 XL takes stunning photos. I know it's all about who's taking the photo that makes the photo captivating, but I mean things like the dynamic range is really good, but it's just that screen has stuck with me. It was not good at all. Very, very disappointed with the screen. Do you have the Note 8 on loan from Audi? No, this was made possible by a GoFundMe campaign. I had one public donation and one private donation from a company. I did show this earlier, but perhaps you tuned in after the event. So a big thank you goes out to Danny Johnson, and also this company that doesn't want to be named in this video but will become known in a future video. I'm working on some other commercial videos for the main sponsor of this particular video. David James says, only just joined. If you already spoke about this, will you be getting the iPhone 10 in? Pre-orders start Friday. I am ready. I am hoping to. I do have a GoFundMe campaign. I've just put the link down in the chat for you, and I will hopefully either get that funded via that campaign or via another sponsor. So I will make it happen some way or another. David James says, there are some nice features of the Note 8, but Android and TouchWiz have put me off over the years. I might not stick with TouchWiz. I may well put a custom launcher on there. I'm not sure at this stage. Harry K says, do you think this might be your daily driver, or would it be the Pixel 2? The Pixel 2 had an issue with communication between the camera and the smartphone. The Pixel 2 also had an issue with the front-facing camera, which has been solved with a software update. It also had an issue with the microphone. The microphone would work for video recording, but the microphone would not work at all with Google Assistant. So it has gone back to be switched out for another one. So I'm hoping to get another one into the studio. Watch this space for when that happens. Ryan Barkley, do you wish the Note 8 had front-facing speakers like the Pixel? Yes, I do wish it had front-facing speakers. And Dean Connolly, awesome feedback here. This is very useful. I use Nova Launcher, although I do like Samsung's skin. Battery life is very good, but not the best. Camera is incredible, especially in Pro mode, if you know what you're doing with the settings. Thank you very much, Dean. I really do appreciate all of that info. I was looking at Nova Launcher or Action Launcher to actually put on this smartphone. So we'll take some more questions in a minute. I just want to have another look at the Note 8. Now, I have got a case in my studio and also a screen protector, which I'm going to be putting on this later. I do just want to have a look at the browser, and it looks good. Really quite pleased with that. The camera, let me switch the camera around. Let's take another photo. Let's take a low light photo down here. See what this looks like. Like the camera interface. Very nice. Let's have a look at that photo. Wow, that's pretty good. I did this test on the Pixel 2, which managed to take this photo without too much noise. This one is actually lit a lot better. Just look at this. Let me hide my face out of the way. Look at that. That is pretty good. Pretty darn good. Colours look very, very accurate. Nice amount of detail. It's dusty under there, and it's picked up all the dust detail. I like the look of that. Wow, it switches around quickly as well. Dialer's nice and big. Notifications. Loving all the controls you've got in, like that pull down pane as well. So much cleaner, the pull down pane on this in this grid form. We've got this grid format for sort of quick settings. That's so much cleaner than Control Panel, which is a mishmash of icons on the iPhone. Let me show you that. You know, I'm not bashing on the iPhone, but that, to me, is not conducive to a good experience. It jitters up the screen, it's not smooth, and it's all over the place. So I'd much prefer this grid layout. That is really nice. I'm probably, by the end of the day, going to try another launcher on this. Like I say, probably Action Launcher. I might try Nova as well. But my first impressions are that this is a fingerprint magnet. It is tall, but it's comfortable to hold. The screen is gorgeous, which I knew it would be. Love how it feels, build quality wise. Feels nice and solid in the hand. Reachability, little bit of an issue. The S Pen, probably won't use it that often, but I might use it for annotating on top of Instagram photos. So that is a use case scenario for it, and maybe for quick notes. It goes back in nicely. Nice fit and finish to everything, apart from a little bit of protrusion on the bottom there with the S Pen. Is that normal? Dean, you own one of these. Does your S Pen not protrude a lot, but does it have a little bit of a raised lip on the bottom where the S Pen goes in? Just curious. But overall, very, very nice. And the fact it supports wireless charging as well. I'm really liking it so far. My initial impressions are good. Lee Churn asks, is the Pixel 2 screen better than the 2 XL? Yes, it is. Much more uniformly lit. I had to think very quickly then. The Pixel 2, very evenly lit. Still a little bit of discoloration off axis. Viewing angle seemed pretty good to me as well though. Performance seemed a little bit better as well. But yeah, it was a better screen. Much, much better screen. Lee Jean, which brand is the best among Android fans? Android phones, sorry. I can't really comment on that. Can't really comment. It's all about the user experience, how the software is implemented and the performance. Harry K, the colours on that picture look so good. They certainly do. Audi 123000, will you review cases for the Note 8? Yes, I have got that planned. David James, how fast is the Note 8? Any lag? No discernible lag, just transitioning between screens. But this is just an initial impressions, so I can't really comment on that a great deal. Ryan Barkley, does the pen remove easily so it would fall out by mistake? No, there's a little click. There's a little sort of notch Let me just pull this up again. So the pen's located here. You click and it releases, and then there's a little bit of resistance for it to come out, and then when it goes back in, it actually clicks back into place, and then that's held in place. Does it get warm? Asked Raymond Moore after a few minutes. It doesn't feel warm at all at the moment. Dean Connolly, yes, mine doesn't sit flush with the surface, but I wouldn't worry about it, to be honest. It's not going to slip out. That's really good to know that it's not completely flush. I've got OCD about those things, so I really do appreciate that. Paul Phillips says, real shame about the Pixel 2 XL screen quality. Yeah, I was very disappointed. In the LG V30, which is the same screen, it seems they've done a much better job. But in the Pixel 2 XL, I had a discussion with this with Chris Perillo about it being slightly differently bonded, and it should get less banding, but certainly the colour seems to have that colour shift on it. Not acceptable when you're paying that sort of money for a smartphone. And as David Hepworth correctly says, one is made by HTC, the Pixel 2, and the other is made by LG, the Pixel 2 XL, which is why there's differences between the screen qualities. Paul Phillips, which phone do you think will end up being your daily driver? It may well be the Note 8. I'm unsure at the moment. I know it won't be the LG V30 because I've been very disappointed with the camera performance on that. I haven't got one in the studio, but I did test a camera on it very, very briefly, and it did have this greenish tinge on the photographs, which I find unacceptable. If Google or LG make improvements on the screen on the Pixel 2 XL, they make some changes either software wise or slightly refine the manufacture some way. I doubt they do it midway through though, but if they do, at least let us know what's going on with the screen issues, then that may possibly become my daily driver. I'm not sure at the moment. I know for one it won't be the iPhone 10. That I am sure about. Dean Connolly, have to go to work now, Dave, sadly. Good luck at work. Thanks for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. And Gina M said, I saw the Pixel XL in store. The colour is a little off. The smaller Pixel 2 was better. Yes, Gina, you are very, very correct there. If you put the two side by side, it's very noticeable. But even when you hold and use the Pixel 2 XL by itself in isolation to any other smartphones, the screen is very dull and unevenly lit. And I don't think it should be like that. I don't think we should be paying that sort of money for a smartphone and have issues with screen quality. I don't think it's forgivable. I honestly don't. It is a premium phone with a premium price. We're talking flagship devices here. And yes, you're getting a really nice user experience on it, but you have to be able to interact with that main interface, which is the screen. So, and I always look at camera quality, and it's a shame because the Pixel 2 XL does have a fantastic camera. From what I've seen from the Pixel 2, the photos were amazing, absolutely amazing. I posted one over on my Instagram and posted a couple of photos from the Pixel 2 on Twitter, and they are awesome. The dynamic range is really good. But if the Note 8 comes close to that and I put a different launcher on it, this might become my daily driver. It may well do, because I love the screen and it looks like an awesome device. It really does. So Raymond Moore says, how was the AMOLED screen so far? Is it better than other phones? If you're referring to the Note 8, this is, I just want to put the brightness up again. This is the best screen that I've experienced so far. Rounded corners take a little bit of getting used to. No bezels on the side, very small chin and forehead, top and bottom. It is a gorgeous screen, really nice screen. Let me get a white page up. Viewing angles are good, no colour shift to really speak of. Nice and white, a little bit on the cool side compared to some screens, but really nice and white. I like the crispness of it. Very, very good indeed. Really impressed. Very, very impressed. Sharpie76 says, nothing wrong with TouchWiz these days. To be honest, it's far better than it used to be. Thank you very much, Sharpie. I really do appreciate it. And also Russell Jones says, reports of screen burning too. My Pixel XL Gen 1 suffers from burning along the bottom due to the launcher. Disappointing, yes. What they need to do is make those icons along the bottom shift every so often just to prevent the burning. Easy solution. Also, Radio Cruncher says I've had a Note 8 for a week and it's awesome. That is really good to know, really encouraging. The Note 8 has been available for a while now, and I was late to getting this because I needed to get it funded. I can't afford to buy every single device in, but I'm so glad I did. So glad. It is a gorgeous looking smartphone. Very, very nice indeed. So I'm really keen to test this over the coming weeks. That is pretty much it though for this unboxing and first look, or first impressions. Initial impressions, as I said before, I'm really pleased with this. I will share with you in a future video how I'm finding the Note 8, what software I install, whether I find the performance good, and those all important cameras. I'm going to test those and get back to you. I might also do, because it seemed quite popular, I did a 4K video test on the Moto Z2 Play and also a 4K video test on the Pixel 2, and a lot of you appreciated that. If you want to see that, then let me know. Tweet me at Geekanoids and I will do a 4K video test on this with me sitting in the editing room, because I think it's a really good test because it's a reasonable light in here. It gives you a chance to see how it interacts with the different sort of darker areas in the studio, and of course when I place things further away to, and nearer to the camera as well. So please do let me know if you want to see that. So anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you again to all of you for tuning in to the live broadcast. I really do appreciate it. The good news as well, no YouTube gremlins in this one. The stream has stayed rock solid for this broadcast, which I'm really pleased about. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.